What's going on, boys? It's been a while since I talked to y'all, since I called in.
Too long.
But anyway, unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to go to SEC Media Days this year, which sucks because I wanted to ask Coach DeBoer a very important question. Everybody touched on the Florida State disrespect by Tommy Castellanos and what he said, and it was pretty disrespectful, but I thought there was a little bit more in the disrespectful tank than just what he said. I don't know if y'all are aware, but South Carolina decided to name Alabama as their homecoming game on October 25th in Columbia. And personally, I think that's about as blatantly disrespectful as it gets, because historically, you schedule a team for homecoming that's not very good, you get alumni back on campus, and it's an easy win. None of those three have anything to do with the brand that is Alabama football. We are the biggest brand in college football right now. I know we haven't won a national championship in a while, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm just under the impression that you just don't schedule Alabama for homecoming. It's an unwritten rule to schedule someone like a powerhouse like Alabama. And I just want to get y'all's thoughts on that. I know Theo's going to say some BS and say, oh, you're reaching for something that's not there. It's not there. I don't know what you're talking about. If I was a player on that team, I would be motivated by this. And when South Carolina week comes around, that's going to get me fired up and ready to play. But I just want to get y'all's thoughts on that, and I'll talk to y'all later.
He called you out. Go ahead.
This is the same kind of weak mentality that leads to, oh, we're not willing to schedule an in-state school, or, oh, we need to play an 8-game conference schedule and cancel all our non-conference matchups. Like, come on, man. That's just a soft take from Hunter. I'm sorry, man. Like, nobody. Why are we offended by this? Why is this disrespectful? I don't get it. Is it true that, traditionally speaking, you play an easier school for homecoming? Yeah. I mean, my high school, we'd win our homecoming football game like 57-0. We played Hyde Park, FDR's hometown, and we would just destroy them every year. And it was cool. Like, all the kids would, have the parade and then win a football game. And it was such a cool moment. And this is the SEC, man. Because it's the SEC. You want South Carolina to just not, like, what? Just do it for a week game, not have a real matchup? No, this is a school embracing competition. This is a school having the guts to go out and say, we'll have our homecoming, we'll have our festivities, and then we're going to play a great football game against Alabama. How are we complaining about this? Come on. You look at homecoming. What is the point of it? It's to get alumni back on campus. This is the biggest game. You can make the argument, I would say, that this is the biggest conference game, excluding the Clemson matchup, that South Carolina has played in the last decade. I cannot remember South Carolina entering a season with this much of a chance ever to actually make the playoff, obviously because it's expanded and because of what they did last year and returning all this talent, and everyone's on the South Carolina train. And how do you show that you're a playoff team? You go out and you beat Alabama. And what South Carolina alumni won't want to come back for this game? So what are you going to do? You're going to make the homecoming another week, and people are going to come in because they play Oklahoma the week before, right? So that's the only other home game that kind of fits that homecoming window where you could do it. But everyone wants to be there for Alabama, so why not just schedule it so that everyone can come see the Alabama game and take part in the festivities? And think about how passionate that fan base will be that day. I see no reason at all to be mad or upset or disrespected by this. And the one thing of value that you said in that voicemail, Hunter, was at the end, talking about Alabama being fired up. Yeah, like, as an Alabama fan, don't you want the opportunity to go in there and ruin their perfect day? This is supposed to be South Carolina's, like, coronation as oh, look, we're a great team. We're going to make the playoff this year. And Alabama just runs out there, blows them out of the water. Don't you want that? Or have we reached a point as a fan base where we're just so scared of anything? Come on, man. You're clutching at pearls here.
Season's on the brink if you're South Carolina right here on Saturday, October 25th. Look at the schedule. You're going to play Mercedes-Benz, Virginia Tech, so neutral site. You're going to whack South Carolina State. You're going to host Vanderbilt. You're going to Missouri, and then you get Kentucky at home. So that's your first, 5 games. You're not going to do homecoming really in that first 5 weeks. You just schedule just on the calendar. You're just probably not going to do it.
Yeah, it's too early.
So the Kentucky game's probably out, right? And that might be one of the ones that you look at. Then you look at the rest of the schedule. All right, you're 5-0, and you say, okay, well, what's the next block of games? And when can we get these fans on campus the most? When do we need them on campus the most, Theo? You're going to LSU the next week, 50-50, toss a coin. You might be 5-1, you might be 6-0. Then you've got Oklahoma coming to town right there, October 18th. And yeah, that might be a real good week to have it. But if you're 7-0, 6-1, if you're 6-1, if you're 5-2, if you're 5-2 because you've lost 2 weeks in a row at LSU and you've just been beaten at home by Oklahoma, you're 5-2 and you really need something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're 5-2. Our playoff hopes are over. Maybe we lost to Vanderbilt and we're 4-3 and our playoff hopes are over. Over in quotation marks, but they're not over if you beat Alabama and you're 5-3. That gets you a big old boost. If you're 6-2, you beat Alabama, big old boost right back into the 12-team playoff sphere. I think that this is because the next week you're back on the road at Ole Miss, and you're not going to have it. Your bye week, you're at Texas A&M. You could have it the week before the Clemson game. You've got Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, but you're starting to trend too late there.
That's also right before Thanksgiving.
Right, exactly.
You don't want to do it.
All your fans are traveling to their mama's house or grandmama's house, and they're having turkey, and they're watching that Coastal Carolina game on the big screen with their family, right? So you're trending towards Thanksgiving there. It's too late. So your options here are Oklahoma and Alabama. Those are if I am a South Carolina administrator, those are the two options. And sure, you could say Oklahoma and make it homecoming, but then the Oklahoma fans are saying the exact same hooey that you just said, Hunter. They're disrespecting us. Da, 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 da. And look, maybe the Oklahoma brand isn't as pristine as Alabama, but you may as well, they're in that blue blood category. I think, 8 blue bloods in college football, and they're one of the 8, in my opinion. I don't think that this is disrespect, Hunter. I think this is strategic play for the fan base, strategic play for the season that they're expecting to have. If you're 4-3 entering that Alabama game, you really need everybody to, oh shoot, we're 4-3. Shane Beamer's a bozo. I don't want to go watch them lose to Alabama. I don't want to go watch them get drummed by 3 scores to Alabama. I'm not just, they're going to right? If you're 4-3 and there's nothing and you're already you're out of hope. Your hope is evaporated at that point. Well, it's homecoming. Yeah. Well, my fraternity's throwing a big party. My sorority's throwing a big party. My 4-letter organization, my Greek whatever organization I was in, my ROTC, my band camp, whatever the case may be, is throwing a big old party. And Billy's fraternity, I used to go to all his parties. They're going to have a big, there's just it's a connection point to go back there for. And plus, you get him. Well, all the parents. Charlie, son is son's fraternity is having a big deal, or son, whatever the case may be.
Joe,
I think that Hunter is reaching here, and I think this is a strategic play by the South Carolina administration.
And let's play the opposite game. Let's say everything goes perfectly.
Sure,
for Carolina, right?
You're 7-0.
You're 6-0 entering the Oklahoma game, right? You win your first 6 games, and Joe, you're a 45-year-old South Carolina grad. You're living anywhere in the country. You're living, let's say, Midwest or something. So anywhere in the country where it's a trip to get in. And you want to bring the wife, the family into South Carolina for a weekend. What do you choose? Are you choosing? You're not going to choose Oklahoma just because that's homecoming. You're going to say, no, I won't go to homecoming. I'm going to Alabama the next week regardless. Like, that's when that's when all the alumni are going to pour in either way. Why not make it homecoming?
Yeah, I think this is a very strategic play by the administration. I don't think this is a slap in the face to Alabama. Now, look, does Alabama? You don't even need a slap in the face. You beat this team by 2 points at home last year, and quite frankly,
kind of deserved to lose.
Was fortunate. Yes, it's fortunate to do that. They score, and yes, they get a miraculous onside kick. Lenore throws an interception into the end zone, ends the game. But man, 4 inches one way, 4 inches another way. That's a touchdown pass, and you've lost at home.
That is the most, I would argue, I'd not even argue, I'd say without a doubt, that is the most frustrated I've ever been watching a game in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Now, I've only got 2 years of experience, but like
Evan Stewart and Kyle Kennard and Tonka Hemingway were just, I don't know what the best word to say, but they were absolutely everywhere and made the offense. I mean, the offense that was already starting to junk up at that point, that was probably one of the biggest, like, ooh, this offense is evaporating in front of our face.
That game was miserable.
Yes.
I mean, it's 11 a.m. The whole stadium's hung over. They're just looking for an easy win. And South Carolina's just, man, everyone was just so annoyed.
DeBoer and company doesn't need any extra motivation, I don't think. You can sell them on the 2-point win last year and how fortunate you were. You can sell them on the intimidating environment of Williams-Brice Stadium, and I do think it's one of the more underrated environments. And like those two factors alone, and you can sell them on where you are in the season. You're in the middle of a really hard stretch of your schedule. A bye week is coming up for Alabama in the next 2 weeks. I'm not looking at the Bama schedule, but you're getting a bye week. I think the next week is the next one. Like, you can sell a lot of things for this Alabama team, and I guess just why not cherry on top? And they scheduled you for homecoming because they think you're chumps.